David, first of all, check on squad news. I'm guessing no new issues, but Branthwaite, Mikolenko, any chance this weekend?
Look, they're making progress, and we'll see. We've got a couple other knocks within the camp, but we'll see how they are.
Whenever Gerard Branthwaite is ready to come back, though, I'm guessing that Michael Keane has given you a bit of a decision to make at centre-half anyway, given the way that he started the season.
Well, that's the job, isn't it? We have a squad of players, and you hope that the players who give the opportunity, they can hang on to the jersey. I thought Michael's done great for us in the games he's played, so long may that continue.
When you look at the churn of players that you had through the summer, are you ahead of schedule in terms of getting everyone to gel?
Well, I think we've started well enough, but I always hoped that we'd got off to a good start and hope that we could, not be round the bottom end of the league. I'd hope we'd always be closer to the top end of the league. So it gives us something to hang on to, something to fight for, and try and be up round the top end. Look, we didn't get all the players we'd wanted in the window, but most managers would probably say that. But I have to say that we've got a fair amount, and we get quite a bit of work done in the summer. So hopefully we're moving in the right direction.
What confidence is that foundation that you've created this season now given to the lads to move forward from here now?
Well, I've told the players that we certainly want to go away from the position we've been in over the last few years. It's been difficult for the managers, it's been difficult for the club and the players, especially for over the last few years. We want to enjoy it, we want to try and play better, we want to try and win more often. We're trying desperately to challenge all the big teams, and we'll try and do that throughout the season.
So what's the build-up been like to a Merseyside derby? Has it changed over the years, given your involvement in it?
Well, football's changed a lot of ways for coaches and managers. There's much more games now in football. There's more opportunities to watch games live than maybe there was years and years ago. But I have to say, we have another game. We prepare for it. We want to keep our good form going, and we look forward to going to Anfield and seeing how we perform.
For the fans, it's obviously always an occasion. How would you describe the Merseyside derby?
Well, I think any big derbies in any cities, big cities, are always really important. This has always been an incredibly difficult game for me personally, because we've always come up against a really good Liverpool teams, whatever it's been. Teams who've had some great players over the years and made it really hard for us. But we've always been competitive. It will not change. We'll always do everything we can to try and get a victory.
Has it meant more the longer you've been associated with it?
I think that the gap between the two clubs in my first stint is as close as it had ever been. We'd had our times where we finished above them a couple of times, but I've got to say it's been hard because they've been such a successful football club, winning trophies. We've had to sort of live with that and get on with our own problems, which we've had probably more recently. But I think certainly now we're in a much better place, and we look as if we're heading towards a much better place as well.
And when you look at the challenge that you'll face against them, what difference do you see in Liverpool this season compared to last?
Well, obviously they've brought in a lot of really good players. Over recent years, Jurgen Klopp's teams have been fantastic. I think Arne Slot's come in and done a brilliant job for his club in the 1 year he's been here. They've gone out and bought some real top players, which has strengthened them again. So they've looked to improve again, but I think we've improved as well. And I think from my point of view, I have to look at us and what we are doing, and I want us to keep improving and getting better if we can.
Does it impact your thinking at all when you don't necessarily know how long a player like Isak is going to play for? Arne Slot's made it clear that he's not quite up to match speed just yet. So does it impact your thinking at all, your preparation? No, you don't just focus on one player.
No. Well, I can't focus on the Liverpool players. I've got to focus on getting my own players ready and fit for the game and performing well. But undoubtedly, you have to consider that they've got some really talented footballers, and Isak's another one of them.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to John T at Premier League Productions.
Morning, David.
How you doing?
Talk about your own personal experience there of Merseyside derbies. Do you notice it in the players, though, in the build-up to what is undoubtedly a game with such scrutiny, such attention, there's such a buzz around the city? Do they feel it as well?
Well, if you've played in derbies or you've been involved in them, you'll know that it's always hugely important to win it if you can. That's the job. So I think everybody's fully aware of it. I don't think MD's led you. It's led by the media, obviously, and the supporters. Such a big game. It's come quite early in the season, this one, so it'll give us a chance to see where we are against certainly one of the top teams.
From your personal experiences, do you have a favourite derby moment, a favourite derby game that you
Meh.
look at?
Off the top of my head, I probably couldn't reel one off.
We'll take that then. When you talk about Liverpool this season, it seems, although they dominate for moments of the game, it almost seems that there are moments and pockets for opposition to play themselves into it. How are you instructing your team to manage this game correctly and try and take advantage of those moments?
Well, I certainly wouldn't tell you if I was going to do that, because that would be giving it away. But your question is a good one, in as much as that it is, I think that Liverpool have shown at different times where they've been very, very good, and then there's been other times where they've shown some vulnerability where they've conceded goals. We'll have to try and take advantage of those moments as well. We played them last year at Anfield and lost an offside goal, and we want to try and run them close again. We want to go work hard. Maybe this time it will fall in our favour.
And no doubt you'll need to be prepared for the full 90 plus however long. They're leaving it late quite often this season.
Yeah, they are. They've got a strength which a lot of the clubs are having. I heard Mikel calling them finishers the other day. So I think it's a big part of the game now that you should be able to bring people off the bench and maybe help them change the game, and they can have an impact. Teams are using it. Certainly the teams at the top of the league who've got so many games and play a lot of games are needing the extra players. We have as well. We think we've got people as well who we think who are not always the starters, who we think can come on and finish the games as well.
Thank you, David. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, John T. We'll go to Julia, Radio Merseyside.
Morning, David.
Morning.
Do you enjoy a derby as a manager?
I think I'd be lying if I said yes. I think it's much easier if you're probably the team who've probably got the strongest squad. I think we're up against it, so we have to go there and fight for everything we can. We've got to go there and be competitive and make sure that we play. We're showing signs of improving, and hopefully we can show that in the game.
Those signs of improving. The Villa stats: 20 shots but only 2 on target, and the XG was 2.17.
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned you didn't get a goal in that game? And do you use those stats at all? Like, are you massively bothered?
I like to sort of 20 shots, because that's telling us we get. I mean, you need to, if you actually look into it and you say, what does it mean? We had quite a few shots blocked by very good defending from Aston Villa. So there's parts of that you've got to look at it and see what you take out of it. I hope we continue. I hope we get 20 shots on target at Anfield when we go there tomorrow.
You've just been saying there about Liverpool's late goals. I think let me start that again. Get my words out. They're winning after 83 minutes and beyond, and in additional time. When you're coaching your players this week, how do you sort of stay switched on when tiredness is kicking in those latter stages?
Well, the better sides tend to sort of wear you down a little bit and start to, and things might change. It's concentration changes with defenders or things. In the main, we've shown resilience as a side defensively as well. So we hope we can maintain that. Very difficult to coach it, except for letting people be aware, and obviously we're all aware. It was the same when it was Fergie. Fergie used to get Fergie time, used to be looking at his watch and telling the referees he wants more extra time, and used to get goals late on because his team kept preparing himself to score. We're always very attacking. I see that the same with Liverpool.
Last week I asked you about James Garner, and I just thought you put another good performance in as well against Villa. Mm-hmm. Given he's playing in a position at left back or has been having to cover, how do you coach that to teach him? And has Leighton Baines had a role in that?
Well, Leighton Baines has a role in everything, because we're all involved in trying to prepare the players and get them ready for the games. I think Jimmy's playing as well as any player at the moment. I think he's probably playing as well as any English midfield player in the country at the moment as well. He's had to play a few games at left back, and I have to say he's done a really good job there as well. So he's showed his versatility for us, and we know that then if we have to use him, we can do that. But ultimately, I think his form as a midfield player this season's been really, really good.
Finally, from me, do you do anything different for a 12:30 kick-off and a derby being at 12:30? Yeah.
Well, it does. It changes things, like your pre-match meal, your wake-up time's much earlier. You have less sort of prep time maybe in the morning, or meeting time, etc. So that changes for the managers regarding a sort of an early 12:30 kick-off. But it's where we've been put now with the football. 12:30 is better than some of the other times we're going to get this season, that's for sure.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Julia. We'll go to Carl from the Press Association.
Hi, David.
Hi, Carol.
When you see a team like Liverpool spending as much money as they did in the summer, how do you feel? Are you a little bit envious of that?
Well, you have to earn the right to. First of all, you have to win and you have to be in the big competitions, which makes the money. I found at West Ham, 3 years in Europe allowed us to spend money, allowed us to bring money in, up to spending. So from that point of view, that I think Liverpool have been entitled to do it. I heard Arnie sort of defending himself about that he's brought in a lot of money as well, which he rightly has done. But I still think they've spent more in one player than we've spent in the whole squad.
Does that sort of indicate the sort of the task that faces you?
I don't think that's the biggest issue. I think it's just having a realism about where the games are and maybe where the clubs are. And that's what I'm saying is I need to try and shorten the gulf between the two clubs. At the moment, Liverpool are champions, probably favourites, if not second favourites for the Champions League. And we're not. We're Everton at the moment, who've just come out of 3 or 4 difficult seasons, and we're just beginning to rebuild. So trying to sort of bridge that gap at the moment is quite difficult to do.
Thanks, Carl. Any further questions in the open section before we move on? No? Okay, thanks.
Thank you.